Hello.
Hi, Officer Doher?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Raina Fortini.
Okay.
I don't know if you recognize the name.
Yeah.
Do you know Jane Karsh?
Nope.
Jane Karsh?
I'm not too good with names. I don't know, maybe I know him if I saw him or...
From Bikram Yoga Yorktown? From the Bikram Yoga Studio?
Oh, not so much, but okay.
You wrote up a police report in September,
Okay.
and I just wanted to ask you a couple questions if you don't mind, because the way it's written is very inflammatory.
Okay. Well, were you the complainant?
No.
No, so, how I write it up and how you want it written up are two different things.
Well, but you wrote it up as if I did things that were not at all.
Well, we don't take cross-complaints. If you want to deal with a cross-complaint,
Well,
go to the page.
but at the end of it, you did say, oh, correction, actually I've had no contact with Jane Karsh at all.
Yes.
But that's after the whole paragraph reads that I've been emailing her and contacting her, and then I guess you checked into it and then found out, oh, correction, she haven't had any contact with her at all.
Okay.
So I was just wondering why it would be written.
Oh, no, I haven't had any contact with you.
Huh?
I said I haven't had any contact with you.
Nobody's had any contact with me.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
So what's your question?
Well, there were two questions. The first one was why it would be written up in such a way.
Because the complainant came here, and I'm taking what the complainant said and putting it into a police report. Obviously nothing happened about it, but it's just a police report. It doesn't...
Right, but you referred to, yeah, but it's public record, and the reason she's doing this is to embarrass me, so,
But,
well, I won't take up your time.
I don't know what you would like me to do. I mean, I'm not going to...
Well, I was just curious, because it's something that she's doing to just publicly embarrass me, and so there was mention of an email that I'd written to her that was, I guess she was somehow felt threatened by it or something. And so when I filled out a Freedom of Information Act asking to see a copy of this email that I know doesn't exist, I got a response back saying, referring to it as an email transcript, which there is a clue that there is no email, and I would be allowed to see it pending further judicial proceedings.
Well, the case has been closed. It's inactive. Nothing's happening from it, so I don't know what you're so concerned about.
I'm not concerned. It's just that what this woman has, well, because I invested $10,000 in a yoga program, and she spent the whole summer seeing to it that I haven't been able to work.
Okay.
So I've, barely survived, and then for her to, right the day after I lost my job because of her in Connecticut, for some reason she had to go and make sure that you not only wrote out this, bogus police report, but it started with, I called her a fucking cunt. And I don't know why it wouldn't have been sufficient to say, vulgarity or something like what. It's just...
Because the police report, we write what happens, so...
But that's what she says happened. That's not what happened.
Listen to me. I'm not saying you're lying either. I'm taking the police report from her at the time, so I have to write down what she said.
Are you aware of this? She did this the year before Officer Cayley's police report?
She did it 10 times before. Okay? If she makes a complaint, I have to take the complaint. I'm not taking sides on either one. She could be wrong, you could be wrong. It's not for me to say.
But the police report reads as if you were there seeing it happen. And maybe you're not aware of that, but...
No, we just write what, she tells us what happened.
Well, you start out by saying the plaintiff, or whatever she's called, said, but then as it reads, it sounds as if this is factual information. And,
the police writing is?
Well, not the first one, because Officer Cayley wrote a report where he was very kind enough to see that this woman is, just full of it, and
I'm not, just because I'm on the phone with you, I'm not going to judge her either. I don't know if she's full of it. I don't think you're full of it. I don't know.
The last time I checked, it was a felony to file a false police report, right?
Yeah.
Right, so this would be the second one that she's done. And then when I was told by my lawyer to fill out the Freedom of Information Act and request a copy of this, when I get back an answer saying, no, we can't see this, I forget what he called it, I don't have it right in front of me, but no, you can't have a copy in case of future judicial proceedings. So that doesn't sound like case closed.
Well, I can tell you right now, the investigating officer, that he's been inactive for months. It's nothing turned out from it. I'm not pursuing it.
But I just, there's a reason
So,
that she has you.
what would you like? What would you like? What are you calling for?
But you don't understand. She wants to have a piece of paper that makes me look very bad, which will cost me my opportunities to work in the future. So, just a lot of damage has been done, and I was just wondering if you were somehow a friend of hers, or you.
I have absolutely no idea who she is.
And then I was just surprised as to, Officer Taylor was, actually his report didn't even make any sense. It was kind of all over the place, but at the same time, it was very clear that it was just a couple of, yoga teachers who, didn't have anything really serious happen between them. But, this is kind of silly that they would involve the police. And I really appreciated, that was conveyed somehow, because it's not fair for someone to use the police to like I said, to just try to publicly embarrass somebody. But then when I heard the people in Los Angeles told me that, they forwarded an email from her that...
I'm not cutting you off here. What would you like?
I just wanted to get a sense of why this would happen the way it did, and
nothing has happened. What happened? She made a police report. The police report was taken. That's it.
There's a police report that says things that I keep showing up at her studio, that I've been emailing her, that I keep emailing her, that I called her a fucking cunt, and none of these things are true.
And I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's on public record. But you don't understand. She did this to make me look, to try to make me look like some kind of dangerous, vulgar person, and you let her do that. It's on public record.
Has the police made any contact with you?
It's not about the police, it's about the people that will read this, that she will get a copy of and send it to my boss in Los Angeles. Look at what she does. And nobody cares to read, it's tedious enough as it is. Nobody cares to read to the end and say, oh, whoops, correction, she actually hasn't had any contact with her. Nobody cares that much, and so that's why I guess I wasn't calling to tell you how to do your job, but I did want to point out that it's really messed up what she's done, and I hope that if this woman keeps doing this, that you would...
Okay. Maybe you never did say that. But you need to understand, when someone comes in and makes a police report, I write down what they said. Okay? I'm not accusing you of actually doing it or not doing it.
Well then, how is it that
you can come in here and say, I had breakfast with the President of the United States this morning. It doesn't mean anything. It's like nothing's happened with the police report. It's an active case. It's not even active.
Then how come I wasn't allowed to get a copy of that?
I have no idea why that. It has nothing to do with us or... No idea.
Well, it was signed up by Lieutenant Noble.
Talk to your lawyers. I have no idea why it would be out of
Well, I hope that I hope that if she keeps doing this, that you will, you really would allow someone to just keep doing this for half a dozen times?
If she comes in and makes another police report, I'll take another police report. That's the way we work. We don't just pick and choose. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to take a police report from you today. You can come in and say whatever you like to. That's fine.
I don't want it. Why would it? This is my point.
I'm
It's
just
a
telling
really
you
childish
the way
thing
it
to
works.
do. But it shouldn't be that way.
Well, call the president. We're trying to make this law change. I don't know what to tell you.
The president of what?
The United States. I can't change a law. I'm a police officer. I don't make the law. It's constitution.
Do you think I could get a hold of him right now, or maybe I should wait till tomorrow?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to see Tom. I never get a hold of him.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you sound like a nice guy, so I'm having trouble staying mad at you, but I am very mad at you. So I guess I've made that clearer. So just please be aware that this woman is not, she's lying to you, and it's not fair to put someone in public record making them look, just because someone wants to say that. So you're saying I could come in there and say this woman, murdered my sister?
You could if you wanted to make that claim, yeah.
Well, okay, that would